Silly. Oh. Hi there. I didn't hear you come in. Welcome to another Cajun toy review. Today, we're spending the evening in the Myers house because it is All Hallows Eve. And we're going to be looking at a very special figure. Halloween 2. Now this figure is made by NECA, and it's kind of unique because this movie technically doesn't exist anymore. It's been wiped out of the official continuity of the films and retconned by the 2018 Halloween, and rightly so, because they burned my ass to death in this movie. But there's still cool things about this film, which we will talk about tonight. So, let's take a look at our figure. Man, why are they so hard to open? Where's my... Much better. And we have our figure, and it comes with some very interesting accessories, including the skull pumpkin, which I'm very, very excited to play with and show you. So, let's get into it.
So yes, we are going to be talking about Halloween 2's Ultimate Michael Myers. And I pardon for the gorilla-like intro that we did at the beginning. And I know it was kind of crude. I was going to dub over it and stuff like that, but it didn't sound great and stuff like that. It just didn't match up perfectly and stuff. So, you know, when you're doing a one-man show on amateur night, sometimes it's what you get. But it was fun to make, so I want to include it. And I want to kind of do stuff like that in the future. Once we kind of get the green screen and everything kind of rolling and stuff like that, maybe with a partner and stuff. So if you kind of like that stuff, put it in the comments and stuff like that, because that kind of stuff is fun. Anyway, let's talk about this figure. So this is Halloween. And not only is this the figure, today is Halloween. So got a couple things dropping today. And I hope you guys have a great Halloween. This is a figure that I was excited to talk about because this is pretty much the closest we get to an original Michael Myers figure at this time. One from the original classic film has not been released, and basically since this film used to take place on the same night, it was the closest figure. Now, continuity wise, this movie doesn't exist anymore. It's been kind of wiped out with the 2018, which is unfortunate because this movie does have some cool things about it. It does take away the sibling thing with Michael and Laurie. But yeah, looking at this box, this cover is crazy. That pumpkin skull and stuff like that just looks nuts. The lighting on, I mean, just this is a poster I would have in the studio. This is really, really awesome. But of course, Halloween 2 Ultimate Michael Myers. On the side, we got the same thing right here. Nothing new there to talk about. Nothing new on the top. Nothing new on this side. It's all the same. So look at the back, and we can see Michael holding his face after he's been shot in both eyes. Yeah, don't ask. And waving that scalpel around like a madman. A little bit of read up. While Sheriff Bracken and Dr. Loomis hunt for Michael, a traumatized Laurie is rushed to the hospital, and the serial killer is not far behind her. And of course, we can see on there we got the famous pumpkin from the amazing intro. I love the intro of this movie. We got Michael with the kind of bleeding mask where we can see the blood coming out. And then, of course, we got two shots of Michael kind of in the dark right here. And then we got the additional head, which is the Ben Tramer head. And it's an interesting addition for this figure and stuff like that. So included scalpel, knife, syringe, hammer, opening pumpkin, and 3 interchangeable heads. Pop it open, and there's a badass picture of Michael right there, looking all crazy with that wild hair and bullet holes in him and stuff like that, holding that scalpel, which he uses a lot in this film, more than any other weapon. And of course, here's our figure, and we can see all the previously mentioned accessories. So, not much else to say. Let's go ahead and open up this figure and check out Michael. Alright, we got our Michael Myers from Halloween 2 out of the box, and this is a really cool figure. There is some interesting accessories in there. This is a film that I still enjoy. I think it's really cool, and I think they nailed the look. It's definitely a unique figure, especially when you're looking at like the sculpt with the bullet holes and stuff in it. Of course, we get some very, very interesting, like I said, unique accessories with this guy. And having the ability to make the Ben Tramer figure is actually pretty fun as well. So we're going to take a look at those accessories and stuff like that, and then we'll look at the figure itself. Looking at the accessories that come with Halloween 2 Michael, we do get a total of 5 hands, 4 weapons, this unique pumpkin, and 3 heads. So quite a bit. Not as much as some of the other figures, but still, for what is shown in the movie and everything, I think they pretty much encaptured everything. I don't really think there's anything big missing. Little thing about me, like whenever I watch, been watching horror movies or things like that, especially I watched a lot of the Friday 13th throughout this month of October. And when I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, I'm looking for either the weapons that I know the figure has to see him use them, or something that's missing that would be a cool accessory. And looking at this, I don't think there's anything missing from this figure that could really be included. So let's look at what we got. We have, like I said, we have 5 hands. So we have 2 gripping hands for the right, and they are very similar, but one is much more closed than the other, and slightly more of a tilt. And one is definitely, you can tell, is made for the smaller scalpel, which he tends to use, I think, like I said, a lot more I found than any really other weapon in this movie. Once he gets that scalpel, man, it's kind of like his new main, and he uses it a lot in this film, including the ridiculous scene where he's just swinging it around blindly. And then this more open hand, this one has kind of thumb, a little bit more raised, and this one is more for like a knife or the hammer. And get down there. And then on this side of this hand, other side, left, we have this gripping hand, and this one is a little bit more open. I think this one holds the hammer the best. And I get a little bit more in there, but. And then we got these 2 kind of open, relaxed hands, and they're both very similar. One has the thumb more extended and the fingers more spread out, while this one is more of a curved, kind of almost a gripping, cupping hand. Of course, this hand right here with the finger spread opening, stuff like that, is to kind of recreate the end part where he is shot in the eyes, which we'll look at in a second, and kind of waving around like a madman. But all these hands are really, really detailed, with the inside of the hands where we can actually see the lines of the palms, the fingernails, the knuckles, veins, and everything on the back. So these are amazingly detailed, and they're dirty. There is like a wash on there, kind of showing like some dirt and stuff on there. Just really, really good looking hands on this figure, which not a surprise, but love to see this. So let's look at the weapons that Michael comes with, which is one of the best parts, of course. So we have this little scalpel, and it looks really good. It's just it's got some detail on there with the grip and the line work on there, but very, very shiny, simple, one painted silver. No blood or anything on any of these weapons. Everything on here has been sterilized for hospital use. And we have the needle, which he uses to puncture. He fills that one with the air or whatever. But this looks really cool. It's got silver on the needle, and it's almost got like this kind of like not clear, but like almost like a whitish kind of liquid inside of there. And it's supposed to be, I think it's air in the film, but looks like the water when I was in Mississippi for a couple of weeks. Looked like that. Did not drink it, but yeah, that was cool. And then we got this hammer. We've seen the hammer before with the other Jason, maybe, but very clean. I mean, this hammer is brand new from Home Depot. There's no blood on it. There's no wear on it. The grip on it is very clean. You can see some line work in the wood. Looks really good. But yeah, this thing is straight out of off the shelf. You know, brand spanking new. Then we have this knife, which Michael steals at the beginning from, oh God, what's her name? She's making sandwiches for her husband, and she's got the knife on the counter, and she turns around, and the knife is gone, and there's a bloody strawberry jam left behind. She screams, but yeah, that's this kitchen knife. It looks really good. It's a different than the normal kitchen knife that we see Michael with, which is a nice addition, but it is also extremely clean. They don't even have any leftovers from the sandwich on this thing, so but good size on this knife, and just a good sculpt on it. You can see the serrated edge right there. So yeah, I think they did a good job with these weapons. I just wish there was a little bit more wear or blood on them and stuff like that, which I could do myself really easy, but anyway. And then we look at the heads. So we have this first head, which is basically the default Michael Myers head. The mask is a little dirtier in here. The hair is more messy, especially in the back, which I kind of not the biggest fan of. I don't know. It looks alright. It just kind of looks from the back, the straight on. I don't like kind of sticking out the back and stuff like that. It's almost like a little bit of a mini mullet going on. But the detail is really good. We can see our needle stab is there from the first film, and there's some dirt on there. You can see Michael's eyes in there, which I wish this one did not and the other one did, just because I do like Michael with the black, and you know, depending on how you're looking at it, it's kind of almost black, which they do a really good job with it on there. But the eyes are there if you wanted to see them. Now, this face does look a little different. I think if we do get a Michael Myers from part 1 head sculpt, it'll be more slim. Now, trivia behind the film is the original actor did not replay Michael for the second film, so it was a different guy in the Michael suit. His name's escaping me right now, but he had a bigger build and a bigger head. So when they used the original mask in the sequel, it was more tight on the guy's head, so it gave him more of a kind of a rounded face for Michael and stuff like that. And that's kind of like they captured that in this head sculpt. So he does have a bigger face, like almost like don't want to say a fatter face, but it's a thicker face, especially around the cheeks and stuff like that. So that is why Nick Castle, that was the original guy. That's why this mask looks a little bit different. Then we have this head, and this one is, of course, from the end where Michael has been. Loomis tried to shoot Michael, couldn't do it. Laurie crack shot, pulled that gun out and shot Michael twice in both eyes. 2 shots, two hits, but and then of course Michael starts swinging around. It's really like ridiculous, but this looks awesome. I mean, very, very cool with the blood coming out of the eyes. It's an iconic scene for what it is, and iconic image of Michael with them bleeding, bloody eyes. Now, when you look at the figure, you can see his eyes are there. So it looks like she shot him like in the corner of each eye, which, I mean, would still kill anything or anyone except Michael. But I do like how you can still kind of see the eyes. I wish it was just kind of bloody holes, but you know, it's there, and you don't really see, you know, there's no exit holes either, but it wasn't in the film. But yeah, that looks kind of cool. Then we got the Ben Tramer head. Now this is the character that Laurie kind of liked. In Halloween 2, we see Loomis and the sheriff driving around, and they see what they think is Michael walking down the road in the boiler suit with this mask on. And before they can stop him, because he starts to kind of speed walk, he gets destroyed by another cop car, smashes into him, and he blows up into flames. But yeah, this is the mask he was wearing. And yeah, I thought it was cool when I was younger, but as older, it's just kind of, it doesn't make any sense. Because why would this dude be wearing the exact same suit as Michael when Michael kind of made his suit? You know, he did it himself. You know, he went, he found the mask, he stole the boiler suit and stuff like that. So for someone to wear almost the exact same thing, it's just kind of ridiculous. And of course, the mask is based off of William Shatner, and it had more sideburns and stuff like that, and the hair This is more like kind of what it might have looked like, but it would have been flesh tone. But yeah, anyway, it's cool that we get a Ben Tramer head, so we can actually have a Ben Tramer figure if you wanted one. And the other thing that's really neat about this is when you look at it, he has eyes as well, but they are a beautiful blue. So I could see what Lori saw in them. But yeah, cool option for our Michael. And then lastly, we got this pumpkin, and I was very carefully opening it. I was watching another YouTuber's video, and he had an issue with this, so I was very reluctant and careful. But yeah, this looks awesome, really cool, detailed on this pumpkin. Kind of got the wash going on there, and everything that's spotted. We can see the cards in the middle. We got all the kind of vein work for the interior of the pumpkin. Now, if you've seen the intro of the movie, it's a super awesome, iconic scene where the pumpkin opens and there's a skull in it. And you can kind of recreate that with this. And don't open it crazy. But yeah, that opens up and there's a skull in there. And that skull is super detailed. That looks really awesome on there. But look at the veins and like the interior of this pumpkin. Like you can see all like the lines and stuff in there. I mean, that just looks crazy. So yeah, you can kind of recreate that opening scene. I wish I could put it in here, but of course, then they would just come after my video. But it's definitely one of my favorite intros in there. So if you think you know what that is, I said that line wrong. But yeah, that's our accessories. So we're gonna take a look at our figure, and we'll do try a couple different heads and different poses and stuff on there, and check it out. All right, so we're looking at our Michael Myers from Halloween 2, and this is a really good figure. I think for what it is, they captured that look of Michael Myers from 2, especially with the head sculpt, and of course this new torso with these 6 different bullet holes in it and stuff. Michael looks like he is obsessed, on a mission, unstoppable, and it looks really good. I think this is a fun figure. It makes me want to get the cloth Michael Myers from Halloween 2 to kind of compare them. So far I just have the 2 until my Halloween Kills one comes in, and then we'll review that one and compare all 3 of them. But is it my definitive Michael? Probably not, until I'm still a little bit more of a fan of the 2018 one. I kind of like the just the color of it, and I like the more slimmed down face a little bit as well. But does that mean it's a bad figure? Absolutely not. I think it's really awesome. I think it's a different era. It's a different Michael. And I think for what it is, it's really, really good. I mean, look at the side profile on that and stuff like that. You can see this figure anywhere, and somebody knows who this character is. They know this is Michael Myers. I think the accessories that this figure comes with is fun. I think the overall value of it is really good. So let's look at the sculpt on this. Pull 2018 out again one more time to show. Now, the arms and the legs are the same on these figures. They used this on these 2 figures, plus the Roy Burns from Friday the 13th has the same arms and legs. The torsos for the boiler suits are different on the figures and stuff like that. And justly so, it's from different people and different time periods and stuff like that. But the arms and the legs, like I said, are the exact same, just repainted and stuff like that. We've got this kind of really kind of washed out, kind of bluish green color on there, and then more of a bright blue with that wash on it. So, but this one does have unique with these bullet holes in it. So like Loomis said, I shot him 6 times, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet holes on the front of Michael. When you turn him around, we actually have exit wounds, which is really crazy. And of course, there's also 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, you definitely did shoot him 6 times. Actually 7 in the movie, but who's counting? But yeah, I think this figure looks really cool. Like I said, in the dark, lower lighting and stuff like that, when you don't see the eyes and you just got that outline of Michael and that face and stuff like that, it looks incredibly creepy. We can look at the articulation on our Michael and stuff like that. It's going to be kind of the same as the other ones, but for that we can of course do the famous Michael head tilt. You got full 360 range on there. Of course, just like the other one, it'll kind of mess with the collar a little bit if you would want to do that for some random reason. Full arm rotation. He does have that crazy double joint on the elbow. You can get, yeah. The other thing about this figure, which I'll get to in 1 second, and it gives you range of really tight limbs on here. So you might want to warm it up, heat it up first. But I do like my figures kind of tight. And but you can kind of get some pretty good poses on there, like you saw when he was on the spinner. You can kind of get like that famous swinging around the scalpel pose. Now, the hands will pop off if you look at it crazy, because these joints are really, really short, and they just barely come on there. So yeah, you just kind of tap it. And oh, let's see, make me a liar. But they come off really easy, so just be mindful that when you're posing or moving around, you don't want to knock the hand off and not notice it, and then you gotta track it down. But yeah, see, that one came off just barely touching it. Same articulation on this arm, nothing different there. There feels like an ab crunch in there, but again, with this solid torso and stuff like that, you're not going to get anything. There's no waist rotation as well on this figure. Our Michael can split like this, so do some Van Damme and get that leg back in there. Get that Michael diaper going on. There we go. There's no rotation on the thigh or anything like that. We do have the NECA knee, and it gives you rotation on there as well. We have a hinge and rotation on the foot, and there is peg holes on the bottom of his feet. And he stands pretty good because he's got them big old boots. But yeah, I think this is a good figure. I think it's a really fun. If you only could get Michael, would this be my first pick? Probably not. But if you're a collector, someone like me, a fan of horror or any of the above, you're gonna want this, and I think it's worth it. So for sculpt paint and everything and stuff like that, I'll give it a 5. I think it's really good. I think looking at the pictures of this guy compared to what it is, they nailed it. I love the bloody face. I'll put that on there real quick. And of course, having the Ben Tramer head as well. Let's see exactly what I was talking about. I heard that hand fall. And slap it back on there. But having the different heads and of course being able to recreate, I think if it's going to be on my shelf, he's going to be holding the scalpel doing the famous bloody head. So yeah, those heads. And I mean, if you're crazy and you want to get a second figure so you can have a Ben Tramer to get destroyed, that head's not going to come on now. Alright. And that head's down there all the way. I think overall, like I said, I think it's a good figure. It's got some fun accessories and stuff like that makes it unique. And I do love this pumpkin accessory. I think this is really cool. So yeah, go get it, guys. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment. What's your favorite Halloween movie? What's your favorite like scary movie? I asked in that previous review, and not many people responded. I still want to know, guys. I want to know what's your favorite scary movie. Let me know. Halloween is today, so I need to make plans of what to watch next. And now you're not going to stay at, aren't you, Michael? Anyway, this video is going on a little bit long, so yeah, leave a like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank everybody who's been following us and watching this Halloween Horror Month. One more video to wrap this up, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Stay tuned for more stuff, and horror figures will be kind of mixed in. Like I said, the Halloween Kills figure will be popping up very soon. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next video. Take care of yourself.